Hey folks, it's Susan at the Rock Shop at 311 Broadway, historic downtown Paducah, where positive energy works. And today I wanted to talk about fear and anxiety. Some of you, especially in our region, which is the Midwest, may or may not have heard of Pastor Greg Locke. He is a pastor running a church down in the Nashville area. And he has risen to prominence over the last few years. He's very ultra-conservative. And most recently, he has gained national attention because of a book burning books that he feels are inappropriate. Secondly, he's basically started a witch hunt. He's called out people in his own congregation and accused them of being witches and basically threatened them and said, look, we know who you are and we know where you live, which can be very unsettling. So I wanted to talk about how I am reacting because I feel like I'm fairly far along on my spiritual journey and I feel fairly confident, but I was pretty rattled and had some fear come up. So I figured if I'm feeling fearful and anxious, then I feel fairly confident, and some of you are probably feeling some of those same emotions. So I wanted to share with you how I've dealt with mine, and hopefully you'll pick something out of this that will help you move through whatever fear and anxiety you may be experiencing. Because look, there are plenty of Pastor Greg Locks out there. There can be parents that are domineering, or demanding. There can be siblings, even friends, co-workers, schoolmates, or even just a situation. So hopefully something in this will help you move through whatever your fear and anxieties might be. So first of all, fear stands for false evidence appearing real. In my case, because I'm fairly close to Nashville, he's declared war on the occult. Well, we are basically an occult store, and I work with angels and ETs and all kinds of the fairy realm. So I'd say you could call us a cult, which just means that knowledge is hidden. Doesn't necessarily mean it's negative. My anxiety came up in that, oh my gosh, what if somebody starts, picketing out in front of my store? Well, first of all, no one has. No one has said that they will. So that's false evidence appearing real. It's worry. And when we worry about something, we give that situation and that person power. And when we do that, unfortunately, according to the law of attraction, that just helps manufacture it in our life. So I recognized pretty quickly, you need to stop worrying about that. But fear and anxiety can be very useful in allowing you to look inside and say, well, what exactly am I feeling so insecure about? And that's what I did. I looked inside and I realized that all my life, I've been the outlier. I see the world really differently. I am different. I'm a psychic medium. I've spoke with spirits and ETs and angels all my life. My spirituality doesn't line up with conventional religions. So I've received a lot of pushback, and I'm confident that you also have received pushback in some areas of your life. So when I really looked at, well, what am I so concerned about? Basically, it boiled down to society might not approve of what I'm doing here at the store. I thought I had dealt with that because I'm not a witch. I happen to actually be an ordained Christian minister. We sell books and ritual items on witchcraft and Wicca, but we also sell books on Christianity and Buddhism and Hinduism and voodoo. We have and Judaism. We have a wide variety of spiritual practices. We don't make judgments on that. We just simply say, here it is. Now, we are light workers, so we stay in the light, but we don't discriminate against the different major religions. So we are all light workers. I was concerned that if society doesn't accept me, that somehow that affects me. Well, it does, but this isn't new. So when I recognized that the problem isn't with Pastor Locke and his congregation or your parents or your friends or your school or whatever. The problem was with me. I still wasn't feeling completely and 100% sure and confident as to what I was doing here. And that's really great news because I get to control that. Nobody else does. So I meditated. I got quiet. I did some journaling, did some dream work, and I really explored, well, are you really okay with what you are doing here at the store? Are you really okay, Susan, with the videos that you produce, with what you are putting out into the world? I ask myself some very hard questions, At the end of my life, when I stand in front of the judgment, am I comfortable saying, yep, I did that. Yep, that's exactly what I did. That's exactly what I believed. This is exactly how I executed all of the instructions that I felt that I pulled down from the divine. Yes, that is all accurate. And I'm okay with that. And I stand by it. And when I really got to that point, I was once again relieved that I don't need anyone else's approval. I don't need society's approval to do my work. My work is my work. And look, throughout all the species on the planet, it is well documented that when weak or single individuals want to look and feel more powerful, they will puff themselves up. They will get loud. They will, they'll just get big, they'll put their hands up, they'll pull their coats out, they'll look big in order to appear more powerful than they actually are, because they know that they're not that powerful. So I recognize that while a lot of the rhetoric that was coming out of, Greg Locke and from, that whole segment of ultra-conservative Christianity is quite loud and quite energetic, the truth of the matter is the real power is inside. It's inside me. It's inside you. It's with God or Goddess or the divine or source or whatever words you choose to signify your source of power. That's the true power. And if you're feeling fear and anxiety and feeling insecurity, what a blessing, because that tells you that when the storm comes, that's where the wind and the water is going to come in. And so I need to work on that and shore it up. And if it needs to be replaced, I need to replace that old attitude or that old belief structure. I need to examine it, and I need to get it fixed before the storm really comes. So that's what I did. Now, how do you do that? One of my favorite ways to do it, besides what I already said, meditating, praying, journaling, is using the Ho'oponopono. Ho'oponopono is that miracle Hawaiian prayer chant. I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, and thank you. So the way it would work is, I love you. And when you say I love you, you're talking to your higher self. You're talking to the divine. You're talking to the source of who you are. I love feeling connected to the divine. I love it when I am resonating with unconditional God love. I love it when I'm feeling good and my relationships are strong. I'm feeling confident. I got some jingle in my pocket. My career is going well. My relationships are harmonious. I love that. I love it when I'm in the zone. I love it. I'm sorry that I'm not in the zone right now. I'm off kilter. My radio isn't dialed into joy and happiness and gratitude. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I let this illusion, this false evidence of hearing real. I am sorry that I let fear knock me off that zone, knock me off that channel. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Because when I stay connected to the divine, I recognize that that's the true power. I don't need other people to change their mind. I don't need to worry about what they are going through in their life. I don't have to change Pastor Locke. I don't have to change my parents. I don't have to change my siblings, my friends. I don't have to change them. And how empowering is that? So please forgive me for thinking that I had to change them. I need to change me. Thank you for clearing that misconception from my mind, my body, my spiritual awareness. Thank you for clearing that. I love you. So I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. Work on your inside here. Okay? There's no point in thinking that you're going to change everyone else, Pastor Locke or your parents or the school or the government. You're not going to change their minds. It's not your job. It's impossible. Okay? They may come to a new decision, but that's up to them. They may come to a new decision. What you can control is how you feel. Get in there, find out where you're insecure, work on that. When you are truly secure in who you are and what you say and what you do, the wins can come. There can be Pastor Locks, there can be mom, dad, siblings, because you know who you are and you are good with that. So get good with yourself and the rest of it will just fall into place. Now, there may be some rituals that would help you get to that place. The true power is in here, but we sometimes can benefit from doing physical things or writing some things down to help us sort of get there emotionally. So some things that you might be able to do is a banishing ritual. So get a piece of paper and just write down on a couple of little pieces of notes, what you want to banish. You're not banishing people. You're banishing things that are harming you. So your fear, your worry, you're banishing, the notion that you're not worthy or that you're unlovable. You're banishing those things. So write those things out, wad them up, and burn them safely in a fire pit outside or in a burning bowl. You know the drill, how to do it safely. So as it burns, just say your prayers and let it lift up, okay? You're letting it go. And you can do the Ho'oponopono as you're doing it. You can feel that it's being removed from your energy and removed from your mind and your body and your spirit and from your thinking, okay? The next thing to do is to recognize that your physical brain has thoughts, but your soul is the true you. Your thoughts are just your thoughts. So if you're thinking, gosh, I've got to conform, or gosh, I'm no good, or I'm unlovable, those are just thoughts. They are not you. Your higher self is you. Your soul is you. So recognize the difference. And when you hear your thoughts going on and on and on about how worthless you are, stop them, okay? Sit yourself down and say, stop it. I mean, we all have something or someone in our life that we care about, whether it's a pet or a person. Would you treat that pet or that person the way you're treating yourself? I don't think so. So stop treating yourself worse than you would treat someone that you care about. Your thoughts are your thoughts. You get to control them. Do some journaling. Say some prayers. One of my favorite prayers of protection, written by James Dillet back in the 1940s, is, "The light of God surrounds me. The love of God enfolds me. The power of God protects me. And the presence of God watches over me. Wherever I am, God is, and it is good." If you like the Lord's Prayer repeated is amazing. Go to YouTube and look up the Lord's Prayer in original Aramaic and listen to some of the songs. It will bring you to tears. They're very powerful words. Do some smudging. Smudge yourself, smudge your home. Just clean up your own stuff. It will make you feel better. Open up some windows, turn the fans on, blow the stink out. You might create a protection sigil. If you would like to do a protection spell, remember, harm none. You don't have to change their mind. Do a protection spell that protects you. And protect yourself from worry and fear, false evidence appearing real. Folks, I hope that helps you come through whatever fear and anxiety you may be experiencing right here, right now. It always catches you by surprise when you're like, something rears its ugly head. So from this point forward, see it as a blessing. If you are in fear, that's telling you very clearly you either need to move physically or move emotionally. If there's no one literally threatening you, then it's an emotion. And you can change your emotion simply by the things that I've just mentioned. This is Susan at the Rock Shop. Thumbs up's always appreciated. Hit the notification bell and subscribe. Namaste.